Hey guys, today's video I'm going to talk about two separate but somewhat related things. One is auto covers. We've been selling an absolute ton of kits, and lots of you, I'd say well over 50% of the kits, people are adding auto covers. And I always want to make you guys successful, whether you're DIYing or getting into the business. And I really like promoting products and carrying products that are the best, or there's a price point reason. If they're not the best, there's a really good reason. And that's more about robots and cleaners, and we'll get into that next time. But when we're selling CoverStar covers at Roast, and they're good covers, they're very good covers, but I don't know very much about them. Being honest, I've only installed Aquamatics, and I didn't want to recommend Aquamatic for a while because during COVID, even last year, there was big shipping delays and manufacturing delays there in California, and just getting stuff shipped out was a nightmare. And I was worried to tell you guys to go down that road. I've been very, very pleasantly not surprised. I knew they'd get it fixed once things died down, but they are killing it. They are getting stuff shipped out. Like, they're getting full covers built and shipped within 4 weeks, which is really, really good. And if you guys just call, I'll put Jeff's number on here, Jeff at Aquamatic, and tell him you're building a pool that, like, one of our kits or whatever. He'll give you my distributor price. It just goes direct. You pay him, he makes the cover. But the great thing about that is, like all of our other parts that have QR codes on how to, yada yada, if you buy one of those covers, I've got a lot of experience installing them, and I know what's what. And the big thing that makes them different than CoverStar or any of the other covers is, instead of having an electric motor that turns the drum, it is a hydraulic motor powered by a electric hydraulic pump at the equipment. There's actually hydraulic lines. There's no electricity running over there. It's all hydraulic, which makes it really stout and really durable. And it's honestly, by the time Roast has to take delivery of CoverStar and then ship it out to you, it ends up being cheaper by a good bit to go with an Aquamatic cover. Even though they're not really cheaper, it's just a more efficient way to buy it. So we'll still sell you the kit and everything, and we have a really good relationship with the guys at Aquamatic, and it just works much smoother. And so that's going to be, and I'm going to show you while I'm talking here, a couple of pools that we're wrapping up here in the next 2 weeks. And the first one has an Aquamatic cover that's getting ready to be installed. It's on the stair side, so they have ways of installing pavers or concrete over the lid instead of the regular aluminum lid. Now, the aluminum lid's a little cheaper, and if it's going on the far end of the pool where it doesn't really matter, it's still a very viable option. But they have a lot of cool options for covers, for cover lids that are a little more architecturally appealing and sturdy. So if you're entering over that lid, it does not affect you. The other cover that I'm really excited, I won't actually be able to show you content on it for a while yet because it is made by Aquamatic. It's called the Hydrolux cover. And I'll show you a little clip of what that looks like closing. It looks more like mini blinds, and they float. The big downside to them, well, there's two. One, they're very expensive compared to a regular auto cover, but they can go on pools of irregular shape and pools with multi-sided spillovers, which the pool that I'm showing you right now has a 3-sided spillover, and it cannot have a railed auto cover. So it's getting a Hydrolux cover, and the big downside is A, it's expensive, and B, in the United States, it doesn't meet the requirements of a safety auto cover, meaning you still have to have a fence around the pool to meet code. Whereas a regular auto cover, most jurisdictions, you don't need a fence if you have an auto cover with a locking switch. But, and the other downside is they take considerably longer to make them. They're 3 to 4 months production time, but they are an amazing cover. And the big plus, other than the fact that they're very versatile, is that they have an R6 R value, which is actually amazing for a cover. That's, I think, one of the higher R values of any cover. So it's going to retain heat in these really efficient pools better than just about any cover out there. And they're still really safe. In Europe, they count as a safety cover. Just the way our codes work, they don't quite meet the requirements because there's still, water will come up through them. So they don't, if it rains, the rainwater gets in the pool, unlike a regular auto cover. One of the really cool features, depending on the layout of your pool, it can go in a well in the bottom of your pool and come up out of a stainless steel lid. I will tell you that almost doubles the price of the cover. So the one I've shown you today doesn't. It comes out of a wet well under the stairs and slides out. So that's a much cheaper way to install it, even though it's pricey no matter what. It's almost double a regular auto cover to start. And then if you do the in-floor version, it can be considerably more than that. But anyway, so auto covers, that's the way we're going to go from now on. If you really want a Cover Star, if you know Cover Star and you're very comfortable, we will absolutely get you that. But I really believe in the Aquamatics. I think they're great covers. And the supply chain seems to be ironed out really, really well. I've had multiple customers buy them in the last few weeks, and they've received the cover on time and had very, very little issue. And again, if you have installation questions, I'll have actually really good content because I got like 3 of them going in the next few weeks. I'm going to shoot some highly detailed videos, shorter ones for YouTube and really long detailed ones for you guys as you're installing. You can actually just go through and pause it and see all that. That's basically, I just wanted to talk auto covers and show you the stuff that we've been working on. We had a kind of a disaster with our EcoFinish machine this week. We had a compressor blow a seal and fill up our machine with oil. So we had to send it back to their home office where they're rebuilding it. It's a kind of a terrible delay this time of year. So I haven't finished anything to shoot some cool content, but it's coming very, very quick. We're getting the gun back next week. We have a big commercial pool I'm excited to show you the finished product on. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is kind of a really cool thing that kind of came up last minute. I've talked to you guys a little bit about skin microplaster as a really good alternative if eco is not an option for you for whatever reason. It's not in your market. It's too high a price point to get involved in or whatever. As far as plasters go, it is head and shoulders above every other plaster, all the other Cretes. It's really, really good. And we are redoing a pool that I had done early on in my ICF monopore days, and we had used cider Crete. And the cider Crete started to fail in year 3. We limped it on through another year and a half, finally gave up about a year ago, and we've been sort of evaluating what to do about it. And here we are almost at pool season again, homeowners ready to get something done. And the guys at Base Crete, which is, they use the magic milk from Base Crete as their adhesive mixture in the skin microplaster. And they're all over in Italy where that product is made, going through a whole bunch of intensive training and stuff like that. And it's really cool. I got a call from them the other day, the guys that are rolling it out in the US, and they want to use her pool as we're going to shoot a lot of content. We're going to do a lot of discussion on that, but we're also going to have a pop-up training. It's very quick, guys, and the dates may not be great for you. It's Memorial Day weekend, May 26th, 27th, and 28th. It'll be less expensive than my normal training because it's all about pool finish. It's not really my training. They're literally bringing in like the godfather of the installation, the guy who invented all the processes. This guy named Leonardo. He's coming from Italy, and that's really all they're trying to do is recoup all their costs for bringing this whole crew from Italy to teach all of us how this product works, because there's going to be instances, curved walls, other stuff where getting it prepped for EcoFinish may be cost prohibitive or just too big of a pain in the butt. And I think this product is just in line. It does a lot of the same stuff about a pool being pH resistant, color stable, and true waterproof, vaporproof barrier. It's got a lot of things going for it normal plaster doesn't. I'll take you over to that pool and we'll talk a little more about the training. But if you're interested, we don't even have 100% of a price yet because it'll be through the guys at Base Creek. But just going to hit me up at support@icfguru.com if it sounds remotely interesting and those dates work for you. We're not going to have as many people as we have at a normal training, probably. Just it's kind of a last minute. It's a really cool opportunity, but I feel a little pinched for time to get ready for it. They're coming back from Italy here in about 2 weeks, and then we'll have like 2 weeks to get ready. So it'll be really cool, though. If you're really interested in that, I think it would be a very, very cool thing to attend. I'll take you there now, and I'll see you. Okay, guys, so this is a little different thing because it's not really my deal, but the skin microplaster that we've been talking about a little bit here and there, it is they use Base Crete's magic milk to adhere it, but it is Microplaster that uses microscopic ceramic beads for the aggregate, so it's very, very smooth. It's also completely waterproof, vapor-proof, and the color is much more stable. This is an older cidercrete finish that has lasted. It hasn't turned out very well, obviously. And the cool thing is, the guys from Italy that kind of came up with this technology, the skin, it's rolling out in the U.S. right now, but they're actually there right now doing some training and everything else. And the main guys, the guys who invented the installation process from over there, are going to come to the U.S. They're actually going to come to Springfield, and we're going to shoot a bunch of content, how-to stuff, and promotional stuff on this pool, showing how it can be refinished. This pool, to get it to an eco finish, because of the way it was built, this is an ICF pool, it was going to be just exorbitant, a lot of invasive procedure, and to replaster it with a better product is not that bad as far as doing that. So it's just a lot of these pools are going to make more sense to go with skin than what it would take to get them to another product. And they're going to come in. It's Memorial Day weekend, guys, but if you're interested, 26th, 27th, and 28th, they're going to be in here from Italy. Christopher Gates, the guy that actually brings it into the U.S., is bringing in a guy named Leonardo. I think Vito from Base Creek may be here. But definitely Leonardo, the guy who basically invented all the installation processes for this product. He'll be here. They're willing to show it off, teach you guys. Kind of a little micro training. We're not going to get into, we have a training in June that's sold out, obviously, that's all about ICF pools, structural, finishes, everything. This is more of a intensive finish class on microplaster, skin microplaster. If you're interested, it's kind of still in flux, but hit me up at icfguru.com, support@icfguru.com, email me, say you're interested, and I'll get a dialogue going. We'll try to confirm everything, because it's not that far away. We're about 4 weeks out, and I know they really want to do this. They're just trying to basically recoup the cost of bringing that team in from Italy, and it's not really like one of my normal trainings. If you're interested, though, hit me at that email address, and I'll get that going between you guys and the guys at Skin, and we'll have a really good time learning about a really good pool finish and see this thing come back to it. And while we were talking about covers a minute ago, this is the third type of cover. This is a dome. It's not as expensive as it appears, but it's a very pricey cover, but it will create a 12-month pool, because it basically makes an indoor pool. That thing will slide over here. We'll show that in the videos when we're finished, that it just slides with your pinky finger. It's very, very slick cover. We'll get into that in a later video, but this was just about Skin. Like I said, if you're interested, hit me up, and we'll see. We're gonna limit it to a pretty small number of people, but we'll go from there, guys. Talk to you soon.